Hello guys, today in this video we are going to talk about how to find URL in the string. But first of all, welcome to the Pendulous Coders, and we are going to discuss about how to find URL or a website within a string. It is the most frequently asked question by most of the students and the coders, so we are going to find out how to do that. So to find a URL in the string, there are only two methods. That is, first, the use of the basic operators like loop and if-else statement by the basic programming logic, and the second is by using the regular expression. So in this video lecture we are going to talk only about the use of basic operators like for loop, while loop, using the basic knowledge of the programming. So we are going to do it in the Python. So let's get started. So at first we will define our function def check URL string. We defined our function, then we create a list which contain split string. What does that mean? It means that we are going to split the string by separator of white space. So let's see how does it print. ls check underscore URL, and let's see. Yeah, this is some of the sites. Like, let's see the return orders. Yep. So we will give input to the string like this is my Amazon profile, which is I input the string, which is this. I used to filter the URL within the string. So at first how it works like that, let's we see. Okay, is there any error? Okay, this is capital S. Now we're going to use, yep. So you can see this split the screen within the list by a common separator, which is white space. And here you can see that there's one good thing about the URL: it doesn't contain any white space between them. And the most of the URL start with either HTTP or HTTPS or www dot. So we are going to filter that strings which are gonna start with HTTP, HTTPS and www dot. Okay, so we are going to write a program for that. So let's create a URL list which contain list of URL. Yeah, we create that, and we don't need to print that. Second, for index in range 0 to length of 0 to length of ls if the list contains index which starts with return the boolean value, that is either true or false. If it starts with or ls of index dot starts with is a function, predefined function for strings within a Python. or it starts with HTTP or starts with www dot. If either of the condition is true, that's why I'm using the or operator. If either of the condition is true, then it will append in URL list. What does it append? The index within the list which contain a screen URL. Okay, so we are going to print also URL list. So let's run a program. Yep, let's just filter the HTTP www.amazon.in, this URL, from the string. So let's see some other example. What we can say if I add one more URL within that particular string. Let's suppose and my stack Geeks for Geeks profile is, let's open our Geeks for Geeks. Yeah, this is practice geeks for geeks org. That is my profile. Yeah, it takes time, and to pause that for some. So we are going to copy that Geeks for Geeks URL and we are gonna paste it here. So we have the URL for Geeks 2. Let's see whether it can filter two URL within the string or not. Yes, it filters two URL within a string. The first URL is of my Amazon order and the second URL is Geeks for Geeks. That's all. Thank you and happy coding.